All right, let's dive deep into Lumière Hermetique. It explores creation, but from an alchemist's perspective.
Not your typical creation myth, though.
Right, right. It's about fundamental forces.
Yeah, principles even.
That kind of kickstarted everything, you know? Mm. So, Lumière Hermetique, it starts with this idea of le tout sans forme et le rien.
The formless all.
Yeah, and nothingness.
Mm-hmm.
How can you create something from nothing? It's like a paradox. Right?
Yeah, the alchemists wrestled with that too.
So where do they even begin?
Well, they introduced these concepts, apso,
Apso,
which you can think of as like the abyss, and then Tiamat,
okay,
which is this primordial substance.
So Tiamat is like the stuff of the universe.
Not quite stuff.
Okay.
More like pure, vibrant energy buzzing with life.
Ah, so the source of everything?
Right. It's not static or lifeless or anything.
Huh.
This reminds me of how modern physics talks about energy.
Oh, yeah. The building block of everything.
Exactly. And the alchemists were onto something.
Even without the science we have now.
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing.
It is. And they even have a symbol for this leap from the formless void to, well, somethingness.
Oh, what's that?
A point within a circle.
Interesting.
Imagine a drop of water creating ripples, in a still pond.
Yeah.
That initial point is like the spark.
Of creation.
Yeah, and the ripples are like the universe unfolding.
Okay, I can see that.
They also connect this symbol to an egg.
Life.
And the sun.
Energy and light.
Exactly. It emphasizes their view of creation as an organic process.
Driven by, well, a force.
A powerful, life-giving force, you could say.
But then Lumière Hermetique gets even more, complex.
Yeah, they introduce Aor Ensof.
Aor Ensof, that sounds, mystical.
It is. It's the infinite light.
So not the kind of light we see every day.
No. This light exists before physical light.
Okay, before stars and galaxies.
Right. It's everywhere, not just from a single source.
Wow, so it's like potential before the universe even exists?
You got it. But even the alchemists struggled with this concept.
I bet.
Human language, it's limited.
Trying to describe something so vast.
And timeless, right? Like, what does beginning even mean in this context?
Right.
It's a challenge.
It is. But they still seem more interested in the shining light, right?
An active force that shapes everything.
Not just some abstract primordial light.
Exactly. It's the great agent that sets everything in motion.
So the shining light, it's what breathes life into the universe.
Yeah, it's the engine, the creative power.
Fascinating. And they link this great agent to the creation of gold.
They do. Remember, that was their ultimate goal.
Right, the alchemists and their gold. But it wasn't just about wealth, was it?
No, not really. Gold was like the highest expression.
Of this creative force.
Yeah, in the physical world, at least.
I see. So it's like the culmination.
The great work.
The alchemical process.
Of refinement, of perfection.
This reminds me of modern physics,
Oh, how so?
Like quantum fields and the fundamental forces.
It is a fascinating parallel.
Yeah.
Speaking of modern physics.
Yeah.
Lumière Hermetique talks about light as a universal form, a quantum superposition.
Okay, now that's a mind-boggling idea.
It is. It really is.
Light existing in multiple states at once.
It challenges how we typically think of light.
Yeah, for sure.
But this is where ancient alchemy and modern physics seem to converge.
I'm not a quantum physicist, though, so...
Oh, of course.
What does quantum superposition even mean?
Well, imagine a particle existing in multiple states.
At the same time?
Yes, until it's measured or observed.
So light is both a wave and a particle.
Exactly. It's a bit of a paradox.
It is. And this reminds me of that primordial substance.
Tiamat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was both everything and nothing.
The alchemists were grappling with ideas that we're still trying to figure out today.
It's like they were ahead of their time.
In a way, they were.
It makes you appreciate their insights even more.
It does.
That's what I love about these deep dives.
Well,
finding these connections,
Between ancient wisdom
and modern science.
It opens up new ways of thinking.
Exactly. But let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned so far.
Okay, yeah.
We've gone from the formless void to the spark of creation.
And this mind-bending idea of light as an active force.
And there's still so much more to uncover.
There is. This is just the beginning.
So stay tuned as we delve deeper into these ideas and, see how they might relate to us today.
I'm excited to see where this goes. So, light existing in multiple states at once. What does that actually mean for us?
Yeah, how do we apply this to our lives? It all sounds a bit abstract.
Well, the alchemists saw the shining light as this active force shaping everything.
Uh-huh.
If we bring in quantum superposition, it suggests this force is constantly at work.
So it's not just a weird thing, it's actually doing something.
Exactly. It's shaping reality in ways we might not even see.
Okay, so it's like a constant dance of possibilities.
That's a great way to put it.
And if light is this fundamental thing existing in this superposition, then maybe reality itself is more fluid than we think.
More adaptable, always changing.
Are we just swimming in a giant quantum ocean then?
Maybe not an ocean, but the analogy isn't that far off.
It's a bit mind-blowing when you think about it.
It is, and the alchemists seem to grasp this.
Without all the science we have today.
Exactly. Their intuition was remarkable.
It makes you wonder what else they might have understood.
It does. It really does.
But if reality is this fluid, ever-changing thing,
Mm-hmm.
can we influence it?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is. It reminds me of the alchemists' great work.
Yes. They believed that by understanding these forces, they could achieve transformation.
So not just turning lead into gold.
Right. It was about transforming their consciousness.
So aligning with the creative forces of the universe.
Exactly. The process of transmutation wasn't just about material wealth,
It was about purifying the self.
becoming a better version of yourself.
Okay, I see the bigger picture now.
Good, good.
But how do we apply these ideas to our lives?
Let's bring it down to earth for a moment.
Okay.
What if consciousness influences reality?
Uh-huh.
And light, in its quantum state, is the building block of both.
Okay, I'm following.
Then our thoughts, our intentions, they take on a whole new meaning.
So our thoughts can shape reality.
It's a powerful concept, isn't it?
It is. But is there any scientific basis for this?
Modern science is still exploring the role of consciousness,
Uh-huh.
especially in quantum mechanics.
Okay, so it's not just some new age idea.
No, the alchemists understood this connection intuitively.
So the great work is something we can all engage in.
In a way, yeah.
Not in a lab, obviously.
No, but in our own lives.
Through personal growth and development.
Exactly. Cultivating awareness, purifying our intentions.
That's actually really empowering.
It is. It is.
It's not just about understanding the universe.
No, it's about realizing we can play a role in its creation.
Wow, I like that.
The alchemists saw humans as a microcosm,
Of the universe.
right, reflecting the same creative principles.
So we're not just passive observers.
No, we're active participants.
It changes everything.
It really does.
And it brings us back to the idea of light.
That fundamental creative force.
If we're beings of light,
Mhm.
then we have the potential to be co-creators.
Co-creators with the universe.
Okay, now that's a concept worth exploring.
It is.
But did the alchemists have any practical techniques for working with light?
That's a great question. Many alchemical texts talk about meditation,
Visualization.
using symbols and imagery.
To connect with those creative forces.
Right. It wasn't just about intellectual understanding,
It was about experience.
about embodying the knowledge.
That's what's so great about these deep dives, you know?
What's that?
We're not just learning information.
We're opening up new ways of seeing and being in the world.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe we're tapping into those same forces that the alchemists were so fascinated by.
I'd like to think so.
All right, let's take a moment to recap everything we've discussed so far. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from the formless void to quantum superposition.
Been quite a journey.
As we wrap up, what are the key takeaways? What do we want our listener to walk away with?
The alchemist's deep understanding of light, that's a big one.
Light as a creative force.
Yeah, shaping and animating the universe.
It's such a powerful idea,
It is.
and it connects with modern physics in such a fascinating way.
It does, yeah. It makes you wonder what other insights they might have had.
About reality and how it works.
Oh, absolutely. Their writings, they're full of symbolism.
Oh, well, God.
Yeah. And they can be tough to decipher sometimes.
But when you do,
When you really delve in,
there's some incredible insights there.
insights that connect to our understanding of the world today
It's like they were tapping into something, some level of knowledge.
that we're only now rediscovering.
It really makes you think about, well, different ways of knowing.
Staying open to different perspectives.
Yeah, ancient wisdom can be just as valuable as the latest scientific discoveries.
I agree completely.
It's about embracing a holistic perspective, you know?
Recognizing that there are many paths to knowledge.
And truth.
Right. Right.
This deep dive has definitely given me a lot to think about.
Me too.
I'm going to be exploring these ideas further.
That's the spirit. The alchemists, they never claimed to have all the answers.
They saw the pursuit of knowledge as a journey.
A process of discovery, of transformation.
Transformation, that's a perfect word.
It is.
Because if light is this fundamental universal form,
And we are beings of light.
what does that say about our own potential?
Our potential to shape our reality, to create.
It's something to think about, isn't it?
It really is.
The alchemists, they believed in the great work,
Realizing our own potential.
our ability to co-create with the universe.
And maybe that's the most important message they have for us today.
So to our listener, we leave you with this. What role does light play in your life?
How can you connect with this creative force?
How can you use it to manifest your dreams, your aspirations?
Keep exploring. Keep asking questions.
And until next time, keep diving deep.